I have a horrible accent, so transcripts of this are available on my website. I'm kidding. Uh, I struggle with this. I actually didn't want to do it. And then I thought about it, and I finally decided that I was going to do it. And for anyone that knows me, I can talk forever. And I have some great stories and great experiences. But about 2 in the morning last night, I woke up, and I thought, no, I really need to give a perspective, a different perspective. I wanted to leave something behind. I'm not going to talk about what I've done here in the community business-wise, which has been very benign, this city to me. But I'm going to talk about the root, where I came from, about who I am today. So I'm going to read it to you. I didn't sleep much last night. I kept writing and writing, and I finally end up with these pages here. There has always been a daunting pressure on my soul to search forward in life. I used to dream of escaping. My solo repertoire always included making my choices a reality. Many years ago, I was 30,000 feet above the ocean heading east towards Europe, rehearsing heavily my life of what I thought at that time had been a fantasy, created by nature, a big mistake. We had left Dallas late in the afternoon chasing darkness. Despite being happy with my destination and my choices, my restrictive environment score, and regardless of all the people around me, I felt very lonely. Drama in my mind unfolded. Memorizing at the time my failed manhood became very important. Every detail was pursued. While the rest of the passengers rested unaware of my conflicts and my resolve, guilt and all that fear finally, for the first time in my life, were no longer present. Day and night merged into one. Our purple sky hinted to the stars' arrival. It was getting late. I looked at the window and I saw those first stars smiling at me. The moon directly ahead was leading the way. I beaconed to my destiny, I thought, and so I made a wish. Underneath and all around, eminently pure snow, white tundra, soft as feather pillows, silent witness to a silver bird, harboring inside hundreds of souls, some male, some female, one boat. Unknown to me, and on that day, this trip signaled the beginning of an extraordinary adventure in Texas for this would-be transsexual. Soon I was back to reality, our Dallas, and to my new life as a female. I had a reincarnation in the same lifetime. I have been a son, a brother, a husband, a father. I am now a sister and a girlfriend, but I have always been a person, the same person. Some things they changed though. I went from being a short man to being a tall woman. Go figure. But know that my transition never did change the way I drive, the way I speak, or the way I think. Other than bringing my physical reality in line with my mental reality, there was not much different at all. Maybe a little bit more lipstick, boobs, but other than that. I guess there are worse places to live when you decide to go through sex reassignment. But I can tell you by experience, there cannot be a better place to become yourself than in Dallas. Dallas has been good to me. Texas has been good to me. And people like you are good to me. But in 1995, when I came back from Brussels, where I had my sex reassignment surgery, Dallas was a very different place. Do you know that I was not allowed to enter this bar, or the Village Station, or any other bar in the Strip, while I was dressed up as a female in 1995? It was against the law to impersonate a female during that time, and every business owner happily complied with that unfair law. Good drinks, strobe lights, good music, or good calligraphy could never make the word discrimination sound right. It always injured my spirit. It has always been a red banner to a bad cause, reaping forever bullying and misunderstanding. But my story began long ago, way before I arrived to this land. Early since I can remember, I appear confused. I remember that I once read that a little boy discovered that he was a little girl while he was listening to his mother play the piano, listening to Chopin. Well, I didn't have to sit underneath a piano to know who I was. Ever since I remember, I felt that I was born in the wrong body. I think I was 4 years old when the ungainly drama began. Sex differences to me were cryptic at best. I knew that there were boys and girls, but that did not explain my existence. During my childhood, I never told anyone about my confusion. The private pain was very silent. Time tortured me in a struggle to create a normal child. Reluctantly, it became effortless after a while to act my role. And just like in a fairy tale, I turned into a man. A master storyteller to family and friends. But beyond the surface and at night, I was myself. During those nights when I dared to dress up, my gaze was always looking into the future. It outlined my destiny. I used to envision people recognizing me for who I was. Womanhood embraced without catastrophes at the door, without hurting my loved ones. I can never remember being someone else. During my teens, I always seemed to carry a slow grief and a hazy presence full of shadows. But in my dreams, I saw my face with eyes decided to a distant reality, with different hair, distinctive expressions, and a simple smile on my face. Soft skin, with a golden sun outside waiting for me to come out and to go further into my destiny. When the dream finally came true, I had to face society. I never forget that day. I have to admit to you that I not always had the courage to be who I was, or who I am. When I left my business, my family, my friends, and everything I was accustomed to, and I had to pursue womanhood, I escaped to Fort Worth. I hid until that fateful day. I was away, safe, I thought. Despite the fact that I did not have a driver's license, a social security card, or any identification that accurately defined who I was, I managed to find a job. It had been 4 months since I left Dallas looking for a new reality. Working at a bank was not what I intended. I've always been in the restaurant business. I think you know that. Nevertheless, the bank gave me an opportunity to participate in life, a new experience. And no one knew about my past, or so I thought. No one will ever find me. I tried to convince myself, and I was wrong. The call came early in the afternoon. It surprised me, and like a cold shower, it made me shrivel. It was Helen Bryan, a writer for the Dallas Morning News. Her voice was phlegmatic, almost warm. Without excusing herself for interrupting my privacy and my new life, she told me that she was going to write about me and my transition in her column. I begged her to please forget me. I told her that her actions could affect my job at the bank. I told her that the pain my kids will endure when the truth would come out really would be make their lives difficult at school. I tried to be practical. I begged. It didn't work, and so I cried. You know the old saying, there is nothing to fear but fear itself. Well, that is a fact. Like a vessel, I was launched by that pen. I was no longer an innuendo in the city. The truth christened me. I was moving forward, and people stumbling over pieces of my fate. And the world was about to see me unveil. And finally, Dallas would catch a glimpse of the real me. That was a leaping moment of transformation, a forever change. Lucky for me, sidestepping Dallas society and the common life regulations was really not very hard for me. Our world was already awash in controversy even before my announcement. So despite the early shock, nothing really bad happened to me, my family, and the world did not come to an end. I'm almost finished, guys. My story is long, good and bad, to many. Equal parts of preciousness and ugliness to many more. Mostly clever, they all agree. Like a charade without music and a good ending. But please, know that I'm only one voice. Not a unique voice, but a voice that sings the same tune of thousands of boys or transsexuals not able to raise their voice to share their experiences. I thank you for your time tonight. And I'd like to finish my allotted time by reading you a short poem that I wrote last night. So, anyway, here goes. Pitch black, finally conquer, overrun, escorted to the inner space by the filtering light, pulsating devoutly through the naked window where it settles into a lone female, a new kind of woman. She stands single, strong, poised, a descendant of manhood, and recognized as such. Her face, a complex blend, the ties to her past still visible in the shape, but like twilight silently fading away. Her blood, A myriad of baffled hormones pumping at her soul. She's Mexican, she's not alone, she speaks in a calm and low voice. She begins anew, she has a new name, and you all call me Monica. Thank you.